one.
Oh, we're not. Oh, now we're live. Oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all, we just not getting this together. It's okay. It's our very first raw and real collaboration with Mr. All Love and me, your host, your co-host, PJ Jones. We're here with our special guest, Lady Poet. And this is a platform that we have when we're going to have conversations that are uncomfortable. This is not going to be structured. It's not going to be all put together and pretty. It's going to be ugly as the truth. And yes, we're going to fucking cuss y'all. So get it together. This is just how it's going to be. If you don't like it, sorry, not sorry, because we are raw. We are real. And that's the only way, actually, Amanda said, well, Lady Poet said earlier, the best way to get to healing is to be real and raw. So we're going to be raw. So my guest, Amanda, she has overcome some stuff, you guys. Like her life, it wasn't a pretty little, she looked like a little pretty princess right now, but she didn't start off that way. She came from some raw, real shit. She had people who were supposed to protect her, betray her, and she uses her story now to build a platform for other individuals who were in similar situations to see that our pain is not the end of our story. Our pain is not where it ends. It's not where it stops. All Love, he's really big on, supporting a community, and this is what we're trying to create. We're creating a community where we show growth, healing, but it's going to be raw and it's going to be real. So just tune in, you guys. Buckle up, because this is our first episode, and we're about to jump in heavy. It's going to be hard. So, Mr. All Love, how you doing today, sir? We had a little bit of technical difficulties because we are just a little late, y'all. We on CPT time today, y'all. We on CPT time.
Yeah, we good though, man. I'm amazing though. How are you, Black woman? How you feeling?
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said I am amazing. That my mic. I said I am amazing. How are you feeling, Black woman?
I'm feeling my allergies acting up, y'all. Y'all gonna see me digging in my face. So sorry.
I heard that. That around that season. But we do got one of them ones today, man. It's like DJ said, we raw, real, and we ain't sugarcoating shit. And the goal to just cuss. Hey, I've been doing really good trying not to cuss on these platforms because I cuss like a motherfucking sailor. The homie gave me we motherfucking cussing in this bitch. You hear me? So
bitch, hear me.
So you hear me?
I'm still trying to learn that Midwest lingo. I lived in St. Louis for 5 years, and I still can't say you hear it. Oh no, I'm not even gonna do it. My husband be laughing at me. You hear me? Come on now, did I say that right?
It was close. You got it. You hear me? That's down south. You hear me though? You know what I'm saying? It's Midwest for
sure. So, Miss Lady Poet, how you doing today, ma'am?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Like I told you, my little allergies acting up. So, don't be scared. I got that word. I got that. Don't be scared. We gonna try to go a little easy on you today, but I want to thank you so much for being our very, very first guest. Again, you worked with us. You was patient with us, going through all of these motions, ups and downs. But we here now, and I want to just.
Right. Like I always tell you, whenever we trying to do something good, something always happens. So we good. We rolling now.
Oh, no, I've been getting attacked all month. You just don't know. I've been sick. I've been trying to do these little lives and reels and everything, and I've been sitting here like this. So this is I'm used to it. I'm not going to give up. That's what I say. Whenever something attacks me, I'm like, I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting. That's all that matters. So you ready to jump in?
Yes, I am.
Okay, we're going to start easy. My first question to you is back from bondage. That's more than just a title. It's like a battle cry. What did bondage look like in your life? And what was the first crack in that chain that made you believe that you could break free?
So bondage to me looked like being chained to abuse. So a lot of times people, talk about, okay, well, their bondage may have looked different. It's a sexual metaphor, but my bondage was actually my innocence being taken away before I even know who I was. So a lot of times when people become abused or something, they always have some sort of identity. But when you are younger or young in age, like I was, your identity is taken away. So my bondage came from not even, now as I'm grown and I'm healing and I'm doing things, is finding who I am. So it's getting rid of that bondage, the suffering that I went through, the hating myself, the everything that the I guess I will always say the skeletons that they let fall out of their closets and those generational curses that they put on me. That's what bondage looked like for me. And so I had to come back from all of that bondage that they put on to me.
Okay.
That's powerful. Very powerful. Oh man, that's I can only imagine, man. For the people that don't know, that just tuned in and maybe they don't, what I'm saying, just clicked in and read the title or anything. Um, this Mrs. Lady Poet is explaining or sharing, inspiring her life story with her being forced into sex trafficking. So I just want to make sure we say that so that answering that question just makes sense. You know what I mean? You described yourself as rising from the ashes of abuse. What parts of yourself had to burn away in order for the woman we see today?
So everything had to burn. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Again, that identity of who they told me that I was had to burn away. That identity of not knowing what my name was because it was never called out in a good way. I use Lady Poet Speaks now because that's who I am. That Amanda that you saw then, that Lady Poet that you saw then, is not the same Lady Poet that you see now. And yes, we all deal with things and our healing looks different at times, but I feel like it's just like a seed. A seed has to break open before it can grow. And so every part of me had to break open, and I had to break, and I had to expose some things, and I had to tell my story through poetry because I couldn't speak it. And so once that started to happen and I started to break open, then that's what caused me to be who I am today. And it's like, when the fire around you was burning more than the fire inside of you, then it has to change. So when the fire inside of me started burning more than the fire around me, that's when I knew that my change was happening. And I was breaking free from everything that they told me I was.
Okay. Okay, y'all hear her, the poetry coming out now. Wait for me to ask you to do your poem, ma'am. You get the poetry coming out
even
now.
part of it.
It's just coming out. It's just coming out. Okay, now we started with the easy questions. Now I'm about to dive into some tougher ones. So your abuse started. You were in trafficking, but your abuse started when you were 5. It started with your father, him molesting you, and just tell me kind of what were you feeling when you realized that this man who was supposed to protect you, this man who was supposed to, because us as girls look at our fathers like they're giants. And you were 5 when this man started to literally try to penetrate you. How do you remember how that made you feel when you realized that this man who was supposed to protect you was hurting you the way no man should ever hurt their child, or any man should ever hurt a girl in the first place? You were 5.
Right. So first of all, I never had a sense of safety or self with my father. I could say that my mother and father met in a psych ward, which is how this crazy story began. Wow. They were both in the psych ward at the same time. So this is a but God moment for me that I came out. The odds were against me since birth, basically, and I came out the way I am now. And so having that with my father schizophrenic, my mother bipolar, he was never there. He would come around every now and again. It's like when they were sick, they would feed off of each other's illnesses. So he would come over when he, felt like it, or when one of his other women would kick him out and things like that. So the first time he tried, yes, I was 5 years old, and I didn't trust him to begin with. Again, a little kid, not seeing somebody in your life and then they just start coming around again, you're more so like, well, who are you? It's never been, you in my life. So I've always been a parentified child too, having to take care of my mother, making sure she took medications. And then when he came around, it was more so both of their addictions and both of their mental illnesses were feeding off of each other. And so me having to do that put me in a situation of being scared. And then when he tried and couldn't do it the first time, it kind of made me feel like, okay, Is this normal? You know, because here I am, this little kid, and dysfunction became function for me because, again, I was born in chaos in a chaotic environment. So this dysfunction was normal to me. And so when he finally started coming back, and the first time that he actually did penetrate me, I was 7 years old, going on 8 years old, which put me into the kinship care, which we'll go further into later. But I always felt like I couldn't trust anybody because, again, he would leave and come back, and then he would do these things, and he would touch me, and then when he couldn't do it, or when he wasn't getting the reaction he wanted because I was so young, you know, he would get mad and leave again. And so being in that position, I never felt like I had a man to protect and care for me.
Oh man, that who as a father that hurt hearing like motherfucker, man. Like I can't even imagine. And then you said that he would only come around for that, basically.
So I would think when he wanted to like get with my mother or have sex with my mother, because they were technically married, but they were like separated, he would come back every now and again. It's like he came when he needed a place to stay. But then it will always go around to, okay, well, try this little baby doll dress on, or do this, or let me take a picture of you, and just the grooming. And so I think that part of him coming back was so that either he can groom me to do into submission when he wanted things. And so I think that that's where it started. And I think that that was his sole purpose of coming back into my life as many times as he did, was to make sure he could get what he wanted, not only from her, but from me as well.
Okay. I don't know, PJ. We got some questions lined up, but I can't help but just throw a couple more as we're going.
No. Do you? This is
For sure. All right. So your parents, did they experience the same type of upbringing as well? Are you aware or no?
For my mother, she did speak about it once, but again, that's her story to tell. And my father, he grew up in a dysfunctional environment. I know his sister had 2 kids by a relative as well. So, yeah, I think that, you know, coming from, you know, that it was a generational curse, but again, I'm the generational curse breaker, I guess. And I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
that's what my sole purpose
So,
is.
absolutely, absolutely. Oh man. Ooh, man. Nah, you said we was gonna hit him with the hard ones right away, huh? Okay.
yeah, 1 2 1 2.
So, all right. During this time when your father was violating you, where was your mother? Did she know it was happening? And if so, what was her reaction to him molesting you?
Okay, so this answer is about to get real raw, and those of you who are watching is about to get really upset.
Hold
I'm not.
on. Let me do this trigger warning real quick.
Okay.
So just let you guys know, this is going to be talking about sexual assault of a minor, child molestation, rape, trafficking. So if at any time, because I did not do the trigger warning in the beginning, and that's on me, y'all. If at any time you need to take a break, walk away, or turn this off, you got to do what you got to do for your mental health, because this is real, this is raw, this is real, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to, because that, again, in order to face your healing, you have to face it real. So go ahead, Miss Amanda. I just had to put that trigger warning out there because it's about to get deep. I know the story, y'all, so I'm about to go ahead and put my mic on mute because I'm gonna do a little bit more than just cussing.
I'm trying my best to keep it together like the OG that I am. You know what I'm saying? Fuck me up already. You hear me?
Right. Right.
Gonna make it happen.
Right. So she turned her camera off. And it's not funny, but it's again it's truth. It's my truth. And so I'm here to speak it. So when everything happened, again, my mother was in a state of her bipolar, her mania. So she wasn't the person that, you know, she is when she's medicated. So I just want to put that out there for anybody who might be thinking, well, she's just heartless. Maybe not. But I know that she wasn't on her medication. So I'm going to put that out there for that. But after it happened, yes, she was in the house. She acted like she didn't hear it. But after it was happening, it was a rollaway bed at the end of her bed. So your bed is right here. You're in the bed watching TV while this is happening. So of course you can tell what's going on with me. That's the first thing. Secondly, when the assault was over, the only thing that I got, and for those of you who are triggered again, you might want to walk away at this part. And I'm telling everybody now, but the response I got when it was all said and done and it was over is, number one, is that, okay, your body liked it. So because your body liked it, then you're just fast. That was number one. And then it was, well, he just popped your cherry, so get over it.
Wow.
And that's the response that I got after that. So again, it was like nobody cared. What do I do when I'm a little girl speaking and nobody cares?
Okay, wow. I know you. I like you. We're going off script a little bit because I'm finna put this out there. It's not your damn fault that your body responded. You are a biological person. You know, whatever.
You cutting out, Jim.
Uh-oh, she froze.
Yeah, super froze. But I'm gonna pick up what I don't know what she was going with, but definitely not your fault at all. You can compare that to something like very light, but it's like when your kids are addicted to sugar, they're supposed to like sugar, even though it's not good for you in any shape, form, or fashion. That's their reaction. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's everybody gotta die. When I tell you, like, I'm doing life, son, there's no way in hell. No way, man. I've actually somewhere in between this live, like she had to get back on, but somewhere in between this live, I'm gonna share a time where I feel like I didn't protect my child as well. Nowhere near as dramatic as that, man. Can't even compare the two. But with my situation, it was still serious in my field or whatever. But like I say, man, I don't even know what to say, girl. God damn. And how old are you now, love? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 32 years old now.
32 years young. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, so okay, to go to homie. Let me bring her back up.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell going on. StreamYard just kicked me out in the middle of my conversation. Y'all not gonna silence me, damn it. I'm gonna say what I gotta say.
Come on, man.
Thanks for trying. I heard everything that was going on, and then it just kicked me out. I'm like, oh hell no. Well, like I was saying, it's not your fault that your body responded in ways you have no control over. You know, if you do certain things to a man or a woman, your body is physically going to respond in that way. So whoever told you was fast is because your body was responding the way it was programmed to respond is full of shit. They was just trying to find a way to make themselves feel better for what they was allowing to happen to you. That was never your fault. It was never your fault. And as a parent, you're supposed to protect your child. Because me, I'd be in jail right now. I would still be in jail for what I did to him. Because everything he did to you, I would have did to him. Because that's what a parent's supposed to do. So that's kind of where I was going with that. And I'm sorry. So I don't know if he asked you the other next question, but the next question was, even going through all of this, you then get older, and your aunt and your uncle, some people that you love and you're really close with them, they started to traffic you. So you got to go through off and on being molested by your father. Then I don't remember how old you told me you were, but then your uncle started to sell you to people and his daughter too, you know, and made you guys at a very young age basically make them money, and they were molesting you as well, him and his your aunt. How do you feel like that made you look at yourself as a woman? Because I mean, not as a woman, as a young girl, because you were not a woman. Let me rephrase that: you were never a woman when any of this stuff was happening to you. How did you look at yourself? Because I know that from personal experience, when you're going through abuse, they try to blame the victim. Mm-hmm. So what was going through your mind when you were looking at these people who were supposed to be protecting you, and they were actually now selling your body for them to live whatever lifestyle that they wanted to live?
So after the incident with my father, of course, I went back to school. I wasn't the same person I used to be. You know, I was a sweet kid. But at this time I had became angry, but I was also being bullied on. So I got put in a kinship care because, again, that's when the police took my mother to the hospital for her illness. And so, for those of you who don't know what kinship care is when you're placed in foster care, but you're with family. So they was like, okay, well, we're going to put you in the family. Well, maybe I should have just went to foster care because, they say, well, it's safer to be in kinship care is people at that time I was 8 years old because, again, I'm a summer baby. So by this time I had turned 8. And they put me in a home where I was with family. And so at that time, I began to become 8 years old. I'm put into the home. Me and my cousin share a room. And mind you, what PJ didn't say is that my cousin was his daughter. And so we began to get in the same room. We, the first few nights were okay. They were telling me how bad my father was for doing this, how bad my mother was for witnessing it and not doing nothing. And then turn around and here it is where my uncle and his wife started with the grooming me and getting ready and putting me in this situation. So from the ages of 8 to like 10 years old, it was them just with friends and just with other people and other family members. And it was just them doing that. So when I began to get 10 years old, it was them. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm sorry, what you mean by the friends? Like the friends were molesting you as well?
Yes. So it would be like them and then like some of his friends, like a few of her friends, things like that. And so it would be that. And then they would go on to when I was 10 years old. Of course, by this time I was an angry kid. I was one of those kids that was angry. So it shaped me in a way where, again, I didn't know what my identity was. My father did it. My mother didn't care. Now here it is, I feel like I'm going to go to a safe place, and here it is with my uncle. So I was given alcohol and I was given drugs so I wouldn't fight. And then here it is, I'm so drunk and so high and at a young age that I don't know who I was with. So you get that feeling of being dirty. You get that feeling of being a whore. You get that feeling of being nasty because that's what they tell you are, just to keep you stuck and in those situations.
Oh man, god damn. It's so
Getting
much.
around now.
Ooh, there's so much, man. So much to unpack right there, man. Oh man.
And you said you were 8 when this started? When it started with your uncle and your aunt?
Correct. I was 8 years old, and then when it started being their friends and everything, and then I was 10 years old when I started actually being sold to like just people, just for them to get money, just a random person, in motels, in hotels, in people's homes,
At your school, your counselors.
right after school, a parent volunteer who was supposed to again be a mentor was, that I thought I could go to and trust it, end up being a part of, paying for me.
Who tried to run for office. I'm sorry, and that part made me mad. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Again, please.
It was a woman that she trusted who then she was. I'm sorry, Amanda.
No, it's fine.
I told you I was gonna act a fool today, didn't I? Somebody she trusted in her school was a part of this. Well, basically she bought her, gaslit her, blackballed her, made her look like she was somebody who was being fast, then had the nerve to run for office.
Wow.
So I'm sorry, this is your story. Nope, I'm gonna shut my ass the hell up.
You are fine.
Yeah, I've been dealing with this I've been wanting to blow up for a minute. She just don't know she shouldn't have gave me permission to do this shit.
Listen, we
like
talk.
If your mama, if your daddy, if your cousins, all of them who had anything to do with it, fuck them all, because they should have never allowed this to happen to this child. And then today want her to act like nothing happened. So that is what pisses me off. Today, people are calling her saying your dad is sick in the hospital. You need to come sit by his side. Motherfucker, no. Die. No, I don't say die, y'all. That's a disclosure, but still. So let me shut up. I'm done. That was my rant. That was my 5-second rant. Let's get back on topic.
No, for sure. I got a couple. Definitely got a couple questions. So, man, how long did this go on? Like the whole sex trafficking experience?
So Thank God I had somebody who stepped in into my corner. When I was 19 years old, I moved into the YWCA here in my state, and that saved me. So from 8 to 19 years old, it was constant. There was bouts that I had, with them after being 19 years old, where maybe, I'll leave for a year and go away, and then I'll see one of them, and then I'll be sexually assaulted. But again, I was used to it, so I wasn't like running from it at the time. And but altogether, it stopped when I end up turning 25. Actually 7 years ago is when I had the last incident with someone. I wasn't being sold anymore. The selling stopped when I was 19 years old because somebody cared enough about me to get me away from it.
Oh man. So that's when you say you're 33.
30. Well, I'll be 33 in a few days, but
July. Oh,
in a month.
So,
Yes.
so over 80% of your life was oh man.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah.
we so off the top of the questions, but that's okay because
That's
yes,
fine.
no, for sure. That's got smoke.
yeah, then we can toss those questions. We'll get to some of them. We'll try to get another one in there
No, that's
because
fine.
this is it's like I've been wanting to express my feelings, my true feelings about this for a while, but this is about you. We're gonna make it about you.
Right.
Today,
We
just a
can talk
couple of months ago,
Yes.
you, as loving as you are now, you heard what she said her mom done to her. So she's a good daughter. Take her mama to the doctor, check up on her, cook for her, clean for her, whatever. And recently threw a party. And at this party, the people who trafficked you for most of all of your teenage life, from 8 all the way up, well, 10 all the way up to 19, shows up at this party. How did you feel knowing that I believe people who knew this happened to you then invite these people to your house because the party was held at your house? How did that make you feel knowing that your family would do this to you? It's like, mom, you're taking care of your mom. You threw her this beautiful party. You love her. Mother's Day turned up, birthday turned up. I'm telling you things that I've seen with my own eyes. And then to know that that's still something that can be done. Your feelings can be overlooked. Or the fact that when your dad was in the hospital, you get a call. He has them call you to come and sit by his side while he's sick in the hospital. It's like, okay, I tortured you. I traumatized you, not be there for me. How does that make you feel as an adult knowing that this is what's being asked of you? And how can you dig into your soul and pull that kind of kindness out of your heart? Because I don't think I could do that. I don't even talk to my own mama, and she ain't did half the stuff that your mom that happened to you. I don't even speak to her.
I remember what you were saying that your mom did.
Yes.
Situation. So
yes, and I don't speak to her at all. So
I was mad at my mom over $100.
Right.
Did you hear me?
No,
Right.
What? Oh man! Like,
how
yeah,
do you have that kind of kindness in your heart to be there for your mom? Like, I know that you're not going to be there for you. You're not. You've made amends and told them not to call you about your dad anymore. But like, how does that feel that they're even still trying to put that responsibility on you and not care about the fact that they're just going to bring all these people who abused you in your face and tell you to deal with it?
Right. So I just want to be real. And PJ, you my sister. So you know some behind the scenes things. So when I got the call about my father, it sent me into a depression because it was something that I had repressed. It was something that I said, okay, I'm not going to deal with. I'm not going to talk about. It was in the forefront of my mind. When you go through trauma so much, some things you can kind of forget and repress just because it's too hard to go on and go through, with life. So things like that. So I just want to say that. And then I want to put a disclaimer out there as well, too. My father, the last incident with him was not just one day. The whole thing lasted for 7 days. That I did not say, but yes, it lasted for 7 days. My spiritual side is gonna come out on this. Everybody telling me, to forgive, and a lot of times I say fuck forgiveness, and it'll come when I feel like it or I'm ready. But part of me feels like some part of me had to forgive to do everything that I do for my mother on a daily basis. Where I step back a lot because of what I've been dealing with personally, but I think that part of me was, forgiving and forgiveness and saying that, yeah, she's my mother, and, I'm going to do what I got to do because, I'm a firm believer in you only get one mother and father. Now, I'm not telling anybody on here that abuse is okay, because it's not. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not being like the average, excuse me, but I'm not being like the average Black family who say, okay, you only get one, so you got to respect them. No, it took a strength that I didn't know I had. And every time I go and do something for her, every time, God grant me that strength to go do it, I say, okay, God, I guess this is what resilience has to look like. Even though I hate the word resilience, I think that that's what resilience has to look like to be able to do it. And so, that's why I think I'm still able to look out for her, because I remember the times before, her illness took over. I remember it just being me and her. I remember her, being that loving mother, picking me up from school, coloring with me. I remember, the soft and the gentle side before her mental health that she had did good for 20 years. Now, again, I'm going to give her credit. She had taken her medicine for 20 years, but again, medications wear off. And that is never an excuse, don't get me wrong. But I remember the times before that medication stopped working. And I think that because of that, I look at her now and she's back on that medication, but she still doesn't take my feelings into consideration. So at that party, of course, I was mad. Of course, I had to stay with people who I felt safe with, because to this day, me being 32 years old, I still don't feel safe around those people.
Yeah, that's automatically. Yeah. And like you said, man, it's a lot of stuff that gets swept under the rug with Black families, man. And
Yes.
it's like most of our generation used to like incest. Well, like it's a lot of uncles out here, touching little girls, touching little boys and stuff. And man, um, the way I was raised, um, I would have invited everybody to that party and then went outside and put gasoline on a whole house, set that bitch on fire. You hear me?
Right.
Man,
Right.
but to have that level of forgiveness, that's Jesus level. That is that's
Yes.
out
Yes.
this level.
Nothing but the Lord.
Like what? That's so powerful, man. I don't even know if it was my turn or yours, girl. God damn.
No, that's all. It's all you now. Go ahead. I told you. This one. We starting real. We starting. This is what we do. This is what this show is about. Is to bring out the real, the raw, the ugly truth about abuse and healing. And I love it. So, no, it's all on you. All love.
Right on. Okay. So we got the wounded sunflower. That is such a striking title. What does the image of a wounded sunflower mean to you personally, and what does your journey does? Excuse me, what part of your journey does it represent?
Okay, so I want to talk about the resilience of a sunflower first. And so I had to write this analogy out because it meant so much to me when I chose that title. And so sunflowers are no stranger to tough times. They may look pretty, but they earned their reputation for thriving in the harshest conditions. Where other plants can't survive when it comes to sustainable farming, sunflowers, some of the most resilient plants you could ever ask for. The sunflower can credit its resilience for the roots that reach several levels deep into the soil. That roots have multiple uses, as they can tap into hidden water reserves. And so because of that water, one moment, I'm sorry.
That's just her son, y'all. That's her son. Where's his little toy? His little squeaky toy.
Oh, he got it. They normally hear it on my podcast because he squeaks. So I have an emotional support dog, you guys. So he barks when he sees things. But so I credit myself as being like that sunflower, that even when I wasn't being watered, I was being able to sustain from finding those little peaks of sunlight and those peaks of water when I needed it. And so, in an unsuitable climate where unreliable rainfall patterns and extended dry spells can become increasingly common, The sunflower has a truly amazing ability to survive a drought, just like me. Survive not being told I love you, survive not being told anything. So even as a sunflower, even as where I was, I felt wounded. And just like that sunflower, I still can produce good things. And so The Wounded Sunflower was a title that I used for my upcoming book, to know that regardless of where you are in your healing journey, even when you feel wounded, you can be as tall and as beautiful as that sunflower. And even when you don't feel like you're producing and you're doing good, I'm sorry, y'all, or you don't feel like you're making those impacts on things and on people, you really are. And so that's what The Wounded Sunflower was and is to me, and that's why I chose that title.
That's beautiful. We all wounded sunflowers, man. That's deep. That's real deep. But you are the wounded sunflower, because I mean, you, like you said, not only did you're not told I love you, you weren't even protected from the monsters. Your family was the monsters. I'm sorry to say that. You were raised by a family of monsters who tried to dim your light, and you rose like them big old pretty sunflowers. You like big old pretty sunflower that you are. And I'm so happy, and not to say, this is kind of an off question as well. Not to say that everything is perfect. Like, can you address the depression that you deal with even today? Like I said, I it's not fair that I have an unfair advantage all love. I'm sorry. I know her personally, but I do know she has her days. She would call me and tell me or text me, I'm not okay. I need help, or, I'm better. And then even through all that, let me tell her my stomach hurt. Watch her check on me every 2 hours. You okay? No, are you okay? Because you're the one. My stomach fine. I take some Pepto-Bismol, but yours is mental and psychological and emotional. And you still deal with that today. What does that look like when you're going through your depression? And again, be as raw and real as you need to be. But what does it look like when you're going through that depression? And because you said that when you got that call from your father, it triggered you. Kind of, let's talk about like what did you go through with that? Like I said, I want to not say too much because I was there through a lot of it. I want you to tell your own story. I'm just, I'm being triggered again because of, what I had to watch her go through during this time. So share your story.
I'm sorry. So my story, I think that all of you guys that were my friends, I am smiling. I'm sorry because we just my best friend, our other sister is here, and she came in with some sunflowers, y'all. So that smile had to come over my face when she came in with it. But and they see me personally go through this struggle. So what it looks like is, yes, I'm a survivor, but yes, I still have PTSD, and I have the complex PTSD where I could go through moments of being perfectly fine and then go into having flashbacks. I can go in to these things, but I need to just rewind. So that wasn't the straw that started the depression. As people know, the last year of my life has been tough. My mother got sick with her mental illness again last July. So she spent from July to December in the hospital, but nobody ever realized that I had surgery in July too. My birthday was in July. My mother went July 2nd. My birthday was July 21st. I had surgery July 26th. So here it is. I'm going back and forth. I'm in a hospital. I'm leaving the hospital running 40 minutes away to Akron, which is a trigger for me because my perpetrators live in Macedonia, which is the suburb of Akron, which is literally 15 minutes away. So I had to go into a place that I was scared to make sure she was fine because I'm her power of attorney. So I'm dealing with that emotional trauma. And then my job started laying off people, even though I wasn't laid off at that point, but my job started laying off people. So we're uncertain with our job. So that was another thing that I was going through. I was trying to pay rent when my job was uncertain and they kept raising rent, but I was having leaks in my apartment. Another thing that started, being on my shoulders and still checking on people and still taking care of people. When you're the strong friend, nobody ever asks you if you're okay. And being that strong friend, I'm still helping people write their books. I'm still, giving to everybody. I'm going back and forth to check on my mother to make sure she fine. Meanwhile, my mother's mother, who's my grandmother, who still took a part in the abuse, I'm still keeping her up to date and, being like the family liaison. But they're cussing me out because, again, I'm the scapegoat. I'm the one who's the black sheep. So I'm having to sit up here and talk to perpetrators that I don't want to talk to just to update them on status on her. So mind you, this is all happening within 6 months. Within 6 months of me, from July to December. And then here it is on Christmas Day. I wasn't in the Christmas spirit. Again, my job was uncertain. I end up getting another job. I'm a chemical dependency counselor. I'm licensed. So I can help people like who I used to be, that used to be addicted. And I was going out. I was taking a step out on faith like they tell us to do all the time. But I'm uncertain with that. And so on Christmas Day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to cook dinner. I didn't put up a tree because I wasn't feeling it. And here go Christmas Day, my apartment flooded, all my food spoiled.
Oh,
Then comes around in January, and I'm trying to get everything good, and then I get laid off because, again, my job had uncertainty. And so I step into the chemical dependency counseling full time. And I'm just giving you a rundown to let you guys know that when I got that phone call in August, it was like something broke in the inside of me. I mean, not in August and April. It was like something broke on the inside of me. So here it is. I'm not working in January, but then going to work another job in February. And that job, that guy was horrible. He set up my passwords wrong, but telling me I'm stupid because he couldn't get into the system. So that's triggering. Again, all the men in my life hurt me. They abused me. So whenever a man is forceful with a forceful voice, here's my PTSD rearing his head, and I didn't feel safe, and I wasn't getting my therapy because with me losing my job, I lost my insurance. With me losing my job, I wasn't able to pay rent. So one of the things I had to do was go right back to the person who perpetrated, was one of my perpetrators, to ask to help pay my rent, which is something that I never wanted to do. And so that kind of broke me. To then my mother getting out, and I have to go and find her an apartment because I'm not putting myself in that same place where you get sick and then all of the pain that you're experiencing, you're putting on me because I'm the closest one to you. So finding her a place and then doing that and then finding another job only for that job to get cut because they cut in local suicide lines. So then to be where I'm at today, and then yes, y'all, I worked on the suicide hotline. And it's funny because we can work on those things, but then we want to take that same pain out on ourselves.
Right.
So here I am going through all of these things, going through all of these circumstances, going through all of it. And then when the time I finally calm down and think I'm in a good place, and I finally feel like I'm kind of, I knew how to swim since I was a kid. But when I get my head above water, here it goes. And I get this call that say, okay, well, your father wants, to talk to you. You're the only girl. You're his next of kin. You're the oldest. They can't find his two boys. They can't find the other women he was with. Him and my mother aren't legally married anymore, but they couldn't find him. So I get this phone call, and part of me felt guilty because I know the kind of spirit I have. But then part of me said, you did some things that to me were unforgivable at the moment, and you never said sorry. And I don't even know if you're in the mental capacity to even realize what you did. And so that kind of broke me. And so I went through a depression. I went through a dark phase, and I still have my days. Don't get me wrong. I still have times where I felt like I was punishing myself because here it is. I went through all of this stuff, and now I thought I took all of these steps to feel better, and I don't. And so when that happened, I blamed myself. Why is he calling me? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And then those repressed memories started coming back. The part one of what my father did. Then I had to deal with all of the stuff where my mother played a part. And right now I'm still going through it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, the person you see today. If PJ didn't call me and say, hey, sis, I love you. Can you do this for me? I wouldn't have did it because why? I'm going through, even though survivors, again, I say, when you become a survivor, you have to be like a seed. You got to break first in order to heal things. So right now I'm in my breaking. Right now I'm in my season of where that part of healing, they say healing has to be ugly. I'm in that ugly part of healing right now where it's the sadness, it's the depression, but the me I am today is not trying to give up the me I was last month. And so I can say that that's the survivor speaking through even the pain that I'm feeling at the moment. So I think I give myself a little bit of credit for that. So
You better. You better. We've been swimming this trench together all year, baby. You better give yourself something, something. And what I've been telling you, don't feel guilty about what's that word called? Self-care.
Period.
Thank you, sis. On period. Don't feel guilty about self-care. Don't feel guilty about taking care of yourself and loving yourself
Still
because it
human.
seems like you're not breaking. I don't like that word breaking. You're in the transformation point. That Sheldon already broke. That shell broke when they did to you what they did when you was a little kid. But right now, you're in that form. You're in that area of transformation. You're growing. You're becoming something. You're becoming that beautiful sunflower. That's what's going on. You're not breaking, baby. You're transforming. And sometimes you got to shed off who you was last month.
right.
Last month, that person last month, that's not you today. That person next month ain't gonna be you. Today. That's just what it is. But it's your turn, love. It's your turn, love. Let me shut up.
Oh man. Shit, girl.
Right?
Woo.
For time's sake, though, we're gonna ask this one last question because I want you to give us. She got a poem for us, love. It was a surprise to you guys. Surprise!
Oh
She got
no,
a
that's
poem.
what's up. That's what's up. No, I
So
do got.
before we're done with our hour, I want to get that poem out. So go ahead.
I would say I do got one more. If that
One
you
more.
guys don't mind.
No, go ahead.
The dating life. So like, how is dating like? You know what I'm saying? Is it like something that you are upfront with? You know what I'm saying? Is it like, do people like judge you for your past? Are people accepting? I'm one of the people who personally accept people who they are, regardless. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? Your experience.
So I was married. I got married in 2018 to a bum. Um, you know they say you don't mix your money with your honey, and I did. Met somebody I work with, and mixed the craziness with it, and find out two people that got trauma both in their past. His health trauma, mine's the sexual trauma I went through. You can't put those two people together. I think we both needed to heal before we got into relationships. So yes, I've been judged by not even people that I just dated. I get judged by random. I just got judged over the past week, for something that, for a book that was written that it didn't get somebody's approval. And then here I went into this dark place, but now I'm realizing you don't have to like everything. Everybody got a critic. And so you don't have to like it, but it's written and it's going to impact and it's going to touch somebody else. And so even in my dating life, I don't tell people right off, right when they first meet me, because that's too much for them to handle. And not only that, I don't want them to know it, because I feel like you have to have a privilege to know me and to know me like that. But when I tell people, it's something that it's a slow process. So I've dated since the separation, but right now I'm taking time out for me to heal myself first. So.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My bad, girl. Go ahead, do your thing, Miss PJ.
Okay. You ready to bless us with that poem that remind me of my birth daddy, y'all?
Okay, because I had two. I didn't know which one she was gonna call out.
I want the one that like my daddy, the one that remind me of my daddy.
That's fine. I'll do that one. So since this is real, raw and real, I had to share the raw and the realest poem that I've written. And PJ and I talked about it over this past week. So the poem that I'm going to read to you guys today is actually called Prolific Pastor Pimp. Those are 3 words in the title that might strike anybody. And so here it goes. This is my story actually written in poetry form. Educator, they called him. He taught hope, touched souls, spreader of the word, hood teacher, Sunday morning preacher, pastor because he knew his word cover to cover, using scripture for his own good, prolific, words bountiful, trying to speak peace. Even bad men called you deacon. You stole my voice, now I can't speak. Prolific, pastor, pimp, uncle, father, man of the cloth, How many souls did you save? But how many little girls' lives did you forever change? Innocence killer, soul conversion, extreme perversion. How could you cry with me, pray for me, tell me you were sorry, but then continue to rape me? Pimping during the week, pastoring on the weekend. Don't sit with your legs open and don't wear that shirt because your breasts are out. Even before my body developed, you are the niece of a pastor, so act like it. Okay, prolific pastor, pimp. I used to memorize the but gods and remembering your footsteps at night. You read me the Bible, quoted me scripture, but still quoting porn, making porn. Each day, I was something different to you. Monday, I was your whore. Tuesday, bitch. Wednesday, unworthy. Thursday, slut. Friday, hoe. Saturday, trifling. But on Sunday, you pretended we were holy. How you saving souls but killing mine? Pastor, prolific, teaching the word, calling you raw preacher, but you hear what you did undercover, had to stay quiet, sacrifice. You tried to kill me when I cried. Pimping pastor, devil's advocate, sin riddled, tired of torn sheets, sick of begging and pleading, laid hands on me, believing in miracles, but adding to my pain. Why do I have to beg and plead for you to stop hurting me? I didn't ask for any of this. I didn't ask for the incest. And just like you tried to run my life, you don't know what was best. And I'm sick of the abuse and neglect. How much more did I really have to go through? This is a warning to everybody out there watching that prolific pastors pimp too.
Right there.
God damn. Come on, big
Right
dog.
there. I told
Oh,
you.
man.
Lord.
Bars. Motherfucking bars.
Right. Right.
I want
How
to say something. I want to say something too. So, PJ, I really, 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 really thank you for making me do this today because I didn't want to. And everybody who knows me knows that June is hard for me because that same cousin that I was trafficked with was the same cousin I found dead in June, all of those years ago. And so at the end of June, I always kind of shut down and I say, I'm not doing nothing. I can't do it. I can't get through it. But for her, leaving her suicide letter and she's telling me to keep going and you're gonna get through it. Thank you, because this is the first year who around this time I didn't shut down, but I opened up. So I'm not gonna cry because you know I'm the crybaby.
You better not make me cry. You better. This is my first live. You better not make me cry.
You know I'm the crybaby of the group, but I check on everybody. So we have a group. It's
Right.
like 7 of us, and we built a sisterhood. It's 7 now. The sensational 7. So
It keep growing.
yeah. So you know, we build a sisterhood and I'm the one that check and I'm the strong one, but thank you because normally from June 25th to June 30th, I'm quiet. Her birthday was the 25th. Her death date was the 30th. And so it's never been an easy month for me. So thank you that in between those days, I was able to stand up and I was able to speak today. And to my godmothers who've been fussing at me for the past month to go do it, no matter how I felt. Thank you. And all love, thank you so much for having me on this platform to, you know, not only share my story, but advocate for other girls, you know, like me with the programs that I do and with Open Letters to a Survivor. So I just want to take the time out to thank you because, again, we turn the scripts and we turn the pages that this time and this year that I didn't just stay into a sadness or a depression for an anniversary that I ended up speaking and telling our story like I promised my cousin I would. So thank you.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate you. Like this is amazing. To, even just allow me to allow me to be a part of it. My bad. Yeah, no, but yeah, I appreciate you allowing me just even being a part of it because like just the man, when I tell you I'm not usually lost for words, like your story is very inspiring. It's I'm sure there are so many people out here that experience something in that category, and they scared to speak up, they scared to say anything. You know, they probably did, and a lot of people didn't believe them, or whatever the case may be. So for you to be an advocate for people in that, so um, I labeled your homie PJ Jones the Master P of domestic violence, right?
Right there.
And the reason I say that is because we all know Master P did everything a hood nigga wanted to do. He sold mixtapes
Right.
out the trunk. The man went to the NBA. He had a record deal, got products. He done every hood nigga dream. And as far as domestic violence and shit, PJ definitely been through that storm. And for you to come on, and I'm gonna give you the Jesus of forgiveness, ma'am, because
Jesus of forgiveness.
when I tell you I have an orange jumpsuit on, doing my push-ups on a regular basis,
Proudly.
isolated,
Proudly.
everybody gotta go. Like, man, so with you having that strength, man, is
Thank
amazing. So if you did go that route, I wouldn't be here with you today, and you wouldn't be able to impact the people that you're gonna have impacted and the people that you're gonna come across. So, man, blessings, love, sure, for sure.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm so glad to be here today. And I just want to tell anybody that may be watching that may be scared to say anything that it is life after abuse. It's a process, it's a struggle, and you're gonna have days that's not pretty, but it is life after.
So,
Thank
can you
you
let
so
people
much.
know how to contact you?
Yes.
Yes, so you can actually contact me at Open Letters to a Survivor on Facebook. I have a group, Open Letters to a Survivor podcast group, and then the email address is Open Letters to a Survivor at gmail.com. And I also have my personal Lady Poet Speaks at gmail.com. You can reach me on all social media platforms at Lady Poet Speaks on Facebook and Instagram. So that is how you can contact me for speaking of, you just need somebody to listen. We all need somebody to listen sometimes. Because if somebody didn't listen to me, I wouldn't be here today. So
Yeah,
that's
hey,
me.
shout out to you, PJ Jones, for y'all building y'all support for each other. You know what I mean? Like that's so fire, man. That warms at a real nigga heart. You hear me? Like that's so fire, though. I love it.
I mean, we have to, because if we don't do it, then we're gonna fall through the cracks. Somebody has to be. This is a movement, and I thank you, Love, for being a part of this movement, because you didn't have to put this platform, because this was his idea, you guys, to do this collaboration with me, to bring out the raw, the real, and the ugly truth, and to help this movement grow. So thank you. I thank you both. I'm trying not to cry, y'all, because if I cry, I'm gonna be pissed off.
It's too early today, man. Too early.
So I thank you guys. Even though this show didn't start off the way we wanted to, that was something that was trying to stop us. That was trying to prevent us from getting this message out. So thank you for hanging in there with me, Lady Poet. Y'all reach out to this woman. Not right now though, because she is going through some stuff. This is Big Sis coming out now. Not right now. Give her self-care time. Okay? Self-care. Try back in August. But
Right.
when you reach out to her, just know that she's gonna be real and raw too. So thank you guys so much for coming to this show. Thank you all for tuning in for our very first raw, real talk. What is this? Raw, real what podcast? Just where we speak the truth.
Absolutely. You hear me?
Man, this is just raw and real. That's this it, raw and real. So who anybody, and we're all looking for guests, you guys. Once the last Saturday of every month, maybe it's more. We gonna test that out, see if we can do it a little more. You said you want to do it every week?
Man,
Yes.
no, right. Ooh, that'd be fire. Either way. Oh man, all
Yes.
gas.
Don't play with me.
Gas,
Don't
no
play with
break.
me.
All gas, no brakes.
All
Yeah.
gas, no brakes. What? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a powerful first episode. I don't know how we're gonna come back from this. We got to show up after this, because she showed did that one. I see.
The bar. Absolutely. Definitely set the bar around this joint, man. But for sure, man. Hey, there's no love like all love. Lady Poet, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And shout out to my co-host PJ Jones. Love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. Let's go.
Have a blessed one.
I'm